Alright, it's Married at First Sight UK, baby, episode 2. So in this recap, we got 2 new couples getting married, and we check in on Davide and Keye, Dean and Sarah on their honeymoons. We got romance, we got drama, yo, we go unpack all of it. Appreciate you being here. Let's get it.
Married at First Sight, we in the UK, giving you a bird's eye view of the city. Then we zoom in, kick it with some people who've admitted they find dating kinda tricky, so they here to get mad, get committed. On the telly, who we got? We got Nelly, we got Joe in the beast or the belly. We got Paul, we got Ashley, we got Bailey. Check the flow. Got Rebecca, got Anita, feel the love, see him bicker. We got Julia, Ruth, yeah we killing it. The roof's on fire, got the tea that you require. Yeah we here. We got Lee, we got Leah. 3 cheers for Steven and David. Dean, yeah let's have it. Sarah, Maeve and Grace, Keye, Devani. This the recap you've been waiting for. Let's get it started.
Alright, so let's meet the next single on the show. The one, the only Grace. She's 30, she works as a midwife. She goes, yo, my friends describe me as hectic and crazy. She's super feminist, big into equality. She's into trying new things. First impressions is weird, man, because I hear what she's saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm crazy open-minded. I love putting myself out there. That's what she's saying. But underneath all of that, there's like an uptight energy about her, you know? So she describes the guy she's going for. She says she wants someone fun, easygoing, sociable, charismatic, hardworking, motivated, family-oriented, sporty, active, athletic, and boom, the experts have ticked all the boxes, baby. She's getting matched up with Ashley. Super positive vibes, country boy, outdoorsy. His folks live on a farm, 36 acres. He's over there riding the horses, quad bikes. He works in a family business. In his downtime, he plays rugby. He's got a great relationship with his moms. So far, no red flags. Now, past relationships. My man's been engaged twice. So 2 times he thought he'd found the one. 2 times he went to his folks and said, listen, I found the girl I'm gonna marry. 2 times he's gotten down on one knee, proposed. 2 women have had engagement rings on their finger from him. He says with one of them, he got engaged because they were having a son and he wanted the kid to be born in wedlock. And apparently it was the hardest decision he's ever had to make breaking up with her. But yo, it be like that sometimes. So how do we feel about Grace and Ashley as a match? First impressions, man, I think it's a good match. I think if they'd met organically through a friend of a friend or whatever, I could see it being a thing. But with the cameras and the challenges and all that, I don't know. I'm rooting for them though, man. Let's see how they get on. Next up, we got Nelly. South Asian, 30, big personality. The first thing she says is she wants someone who is obsessed with her. But her version of being obsessed is the guy should take 3 hours to reply to a text. Which, to be fair, is not really obsession. It's just the polite thing to do, no? She's got an infectious laugh. She's super career-driven, trying to get that bag. She's close to her family. Her parents got together through an arranged marriage, and it worked out. So this whole Married at First Sight thing isn't too left field and weird for her family, right? Past relationships, she's been with 3 dudes. And all 3 of them ended up cheating on her. So understandably, she feels a little insecure. Like, what is it about me? What did I do? What did I not do? Yo, when it comes to cheating, it's rarely about the person being cheated on, especially when it comes to guys. I have female friends who've been cheated on and they've gone into detective mode, trying to see the signs that they missed, trying to figure out where it all went wrong. Because for them, if they were gonna cheat on their partner, it would be an upgrade. It will be with someone more attractive, someone who's more attentive. It will be someone who is giving them something that they're missing in their relationship. But for most guys who cheat, it's not that deep. She doesn't have to be sexy or pretty or better than you in any way. And the guy cheating knows this. He knows the side chick has nothing on you. Because if she was better than you, he'd break up with you and be with her. Like, oh, what's she looking for in a partner? She wants someone honest, someone laid back, someone who makes her feel desired. Physically, she wants someone who's taller than her, okay? So let's see who the experts have matched her up with. Steven, all right? Steven works in finance, but before that, he was a professional football player. He was good at it too. He was in love with a sport, but his career came to an end when he got attacked by 9 guys outside a nightclub. They messed him up, man, shattered his nose. He needed to get it reconstructed, fractured his right cheekbone, knocked his teeth out, scar on his chin, needed stitches and surgery. The whole thing just knocked his confidence, man, and mentally he was in a dark place. Understandably, bro. He stepped away from the sport he loved, and it took him 3 years to move past it. He's got kids from a previous relationship, a 9-year-old little girl and a 5-year-old little boy. The boy has autism and sensory disorder, so he can't speak. He can't tell him what he's thinking, what he needs, so it's not easy, man. We check in on Nelly getting ready. She's a little nervous, and her biggest fear is being matched with a dude who she likes, but he's not really that into her. Probably has something to do with her previous relationships and insecurities. Her family are there, they're being super supportive, and yo, I got my fingers crossed, man. I really hope Steven finds her attractive. Speaking of Steven, we see him getting ready. He FaceTimes his kids, he's getting in the zone, his brothers are there holding him down. Nelly's wearing like a traditional Asian red wedding dress. And yo, she looks stunning. Like, wow, it's flowy, the cleavage game is popping. She's got the blingage on the forehead, the ears around the neck. Steven's the first one up. He looks fresh in his suit. Nelly rocks up, in some Princess Jasmine vibes. She's being carried by dudes, you know what I'm saying? Beautiful flowers. They're carrying her down the aisle. It looks gorgeous. Steven turns around, sees her for the first time, and he's like, wow. They put the thing down, and her father helps her out and walks her the rest of the way. Steven is feeling her, man. He's like, yo, I love her cheeky smile. I love how she looks. She's beautiful. He loves how she looks in her dress. So the attraction is popping, man. She's also feeling him, bro. She's like, yo, his height, you know what I'm saying? She thinks he's good looking. The eye contact is popping. The chemistry off the charts. They read their personalized vows, do up the rings, and they're like, yo, you can now kiss the bride. And he does, man. They're out there, lip sync is beautiful. Late at the reception, he tells her, look, I have 2 kids. She's chill about it. They hit the dance floor, they're getting their boogie on, they're making out. It's beautiful. Yo, we love these 2 together. Alright, so Grace is in the car on the way to the church, and she's low-key having second thoughts, man. She's like, it's a bit much, this is crazy, maybe I've taken it too far. And her homegirl's like, breathe, chill, girl, it's all good, you got this. You know what I'm saying? Ashley's waiting for her, nervous, you know what I'm saying? He's asking for tissues because his hands are sweaty. Grace arrives. She looks beautiful in her wedding dress, man. She walks down the aisle with her homie who's dressed in like this dope bluish suit. Ashley turns around, big smiles. He's like, yo, you look amazing. They hug. Grace is super nervous, man. She starts rambling on, like just going all over the place. And her friends do say that, look, when she gets nervous, she just like starts cracking jokes. And she's over there, man, doing a Matthew McConaughey, right? All right. You know what I'm saying? She's addressing the guest. She's like, hey, does anyone have any prompts? She's being super awkward, but Ashley's taking it all in stride, man. He wanted someone with a big, fun personality, and she does look beautiful, man. He's attracted to her, but the feeling isn't mutual, bro. Grace is like, yo, there's no initial spark. She's not feeling the brother. She reads her vows, this really clever poem she wrote. Ashley reads out his vows. They do up the rings, then we get to the you can now kiss the bride moment. And Grace is like, nah, man, not feeling it. So she gives him her cheek. He gives her a little peck, you know what I'm saying? Grace is being super dramatic, right? She's taken to the side with one of the producers and she's crying, man. She's like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. It's all too much. It's too much. Homegirl's crashing out. She's having to do deep breaths, you know what I'm saying? Hoosa herself up, just center herself. Ashley's just standing there waiting for her like, yo, what's going on? The wedding photographer is looking at him like, She eventually comes out and she can barely look him in the eyes, man. The photographer's like, yo, get in closer, get in closer. Super awkward. She's like, yo, maybe hold hands. They make a little bit of small talk, you know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, what do you do for a living? You know what I'm saying? They're like having a little chat. The photographer is fighting for her life trying to get some beautiful photos. She's like, can we maybe get a little kiss? Grace is like, nah. And she's like, just so you know, I'm not big on public displays of affection. The photographer's like, yo, what about the cheek? She's like, Ashley's like, wow. It's awkward, you know what I'm saying? She's like, maybe let's not. Ashley goes in anyway, plants one on her cheek, and she looks super uncomfortable. Ashley circles back to the whole public display of affections thing. You know, he's like, yo, so you're just not into PDA? She's like, nah, I'm not. In fact, I'm the opposite. I'm thinking, what's the opposite of PDA? Like, you just physically push him away? Like, he tries to, like, reach for your hand, you just slap it away? Ashley's like, yeah, that's a bit disappointing, which is fair enough. Everyone's different, man. But my favorite kind of love is the one that just makes haters mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want people to hang out with me and my girl and have a fight on their way home. Like, yo, why are we not like them? Alright, during the reception, it gets even more awkward. They're getting to know each other better, and Ashley goes, I was brought up super old school. My dad was the breadwinner. Grace is like, oh. Grace's homie, the one in the dope suit, asks Ashley, would you consider yourself a feminist? And Ashley's like, 100% no. Which is a really brazy response, right? See, my dad raised... Which is a really brazy response, right? 100% no. Look, man, my dad passed away when I was like 6. And I was raised by strong women, man. My mom, aunties, a bunch of female cousins. So I'd never look at women as being lesser than men, you know what I'm saying? And I don't do the whole battle of the sexes thing. For me, there's amazing men, there's amazing women, but there's also trash women and trash men. There's so many buzzwords floating around now, and people are so focused on what people are saying, and they're just not using their intuition to suss out the person's intentions. And, you know, just seeing if their heart's in the right place. I don't think Ashley's a sexist pig or anything, man. Just based off that one statement. Like, you can't judge a bro and be like, this is what he is. But for Grace and her homies, that's a huge red flag, right? All right. Let's check in on David and Keye from the last episode. Their honeymoon is in South Africa, baby. Safari vibes on the honeymoon. Their sweets popping. They put on their safari hats. They're like, hey, we look hot, baby, we look hot. Their lips sing, you know what I'm saying? There's a tiny, teeny, weeny bit of trouble in paradise, though. David thinks Keye is a bit much. He thinks he's a bit too loud, too over the top. And to be fair, from what we've seen, Keye is super hype. But you know what? Everything about this show, right? The cameras, marrying someone you just met, beautiful honeymoon, all of this. I would be shocked if you were going through this and you were not hyped. You know what I'm saying? Like, so in my mind, like, Keye is being normal. That's the appropriate level of hype. Later on, they're driving around with a safari guide. They're seeing the animals. Keye is super pumped. And David's constantly like, shh, tone it down, bro. And I'm thinking, yo, it's a giraffe in the wild. I'd be wilding out too. So David's like, look, the attraction is there, but Kea's way too hyped. He's always cracking jokes and deflecting when I want to have a deep conversation, and I just want to get to know him on a deeper level. You know what I'm saying? Later that night, when they're having dinner, David brings it up. And Keye opens up about, you know, losing his brother, growing up with all this trauma. And he's like, yo, humor is like a coping mechanism. And that's just kind of part of his personality. It's what he does, what his family does. That's just part of like how they got through things. David loves seeing the vulnerability and is like, yo, I feel closer to him now. All right, fair enough. Sarah and Dean are also on their honeymoon. They're in the Maldives, baby. It's beautiful. The sun is shining. They're on the swings on the beach. They're cracking jokes. And Sarah's like, yo, me and Dean are really getting along. But the thing that's bugging her is Dean keeps randomly bursting out in the song. Like, he just starts spitting bars. like in the middle of a conversation, he just starts rapping or singing. Like, if you remember in the last episode, my man dropped a spontaneous rap on their wedding day, right? That's just the kind of dude he is. After chilling on the beach, they work out together, and Dean's being funny, man. He's hitting out them innuendos, and none of the jokes are landing. Sarah's just not feeling it, bro. So they sit down and they have a heart-to-heart. And Sarah's like, look, in the past, I've only dated bad boys, super toxic guys. And I've been single for 2 years now. And Dean's like, look, I feel you. I went through a phase when I lost the weight. I was doing up the fake tan. I had guy liner on. And I was acting like a jerk. And Sarah's nodding along like, yeah. Dean's like, you know what? When you're confident and big, it's cute. But when before he even finishes that sentence, she's like, yeah, when you're a good looking guy. And Dean's like, nah, I'm still good looking. And Sarah's like, no. I didn't mean you're not good looking. Like, I didn't mean. He's like, nah, it's cool. She's like, sorry, in a Scottish accent, which is just crazy cute, by the way. The whole moment is just crazy awkward, and I love it. Afterwards, Sarah reflects on the conversation they had, and she's like, yo, it was so dope that Dean opened up to me about his past. And she's like, but I just can't picture Dean as a bad boy. And you know what? Neither can I, Sarah. I feel like Dean's version of a bad boy it's like when Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was moving with them symbiote vibes. You know what I'm saying? Later on, when they're having dinner, she asks him, look, is there anything about me that you find annoying? It's like, nah, man, you're beautiful. She's like, oh, thank you. But of course, she set him up, right? So he's like, what about me? Do you find anything about me annoying? She's like, yep. The outbursts of rap and singing, she's like, yo, it's really getting on my nerves, bro. We're not in a Disney musical here. Like, what are we doing? He's like, yeah, man, look, that's something that I just be doing, I just like expressing myself in songs sometimes. Like, if I'm sad or I'm happy, I would write something or just freestyle. She tells him, look, at the moment, I see you more as a homie. Dean's still optimistic, man. Is like, have you ever ended up dating someone you started off as friends with? And she's like, nope. Poor guy, bro. Yo, I promise you that couldn't be me, bro. I would have packed out my bags and dipped. Like, just end the experiment. Because why would I be on national television trying to convince someone to like me? Look, I know attraction can grow. Like, over time, there's peeps whose personalities are so big, they're so funny, they're so warm, they have this aura about them, and you just find yourself looking at them different. Like, you wake up one day and you just can't explain it, and you just can't put your finger on it, but you're like, I'm low-key feeling you, man. Like, you know what I'm talking about, man. Sometimes your boy will show you a picture of a girl he's feeling, and you'll be like, look, trust me, man, the photos don't do her justice. And you meet her in person, and when you do, you're hanging out, you know what I'm saying? You're feeling her energy, and you're like, yo, I get it. So yeah, attraction is weird, man. It can grow, it can come out of nowhere, but trying to force it is not the move. No matter what you look like, man, I promise you, there's someone out there who will find you banging. You are someone's type, and life's way too short to spend it chasing someone's approval, to spend it trying to make someone find you hot. Alright, so that was the episode. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you for watching. Please give the video a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to your boy. I appreciate you, man. I'll be back with the next one. Until then, take care of yourself, fam, because I love you.